But you know what? Probably the first American female president probably will be some crazy conservative type like Margaret Thatcher. That's probably how it will work out. And he's talking about how desperate, the Obama supporters are because of Palin. But I have to say his response is pretty civil. I said to him, Palin has really gotten the right very excited. Of course, they like image over substance. That is why they love Bush. Image over substance, regular guy you could have a beer with even though he doesn't drink. A guy that's lived in the lap of luxury, that got a deferment from having to go fight in Vietnam, got special treatment so he could go into the National Guard. Back then, the National Guard's really assignment was to protect the United States, not go and fight foreign wars. Of course, Bush changed that. If he was still in the National Guard, would he have done that? No. Anyway, weird. Does that make sense? No. I'm going to keep drinking. They held their nose when they picked McCain. Now they have an image in Palin that they love. The gun-toting, man's... She's a man's man. No, she's I don't know. She kills moose. She's against abortion in all forms, and she wants to ban books. I'll just keep feeding that, even though they say, well, it wasn't exact. She was inquiring into banning books. She actually didn't ban any books. Oh, it's coming from both sides. Exaggeration. Let's see. They held their noses when they picked McCain. Now they have an image in Palin that they love. As for vicious attacks, can you honestly say that the left has been more harsh on Palin than the right was on Clinton? Where is the lefty holding up a sign that says, "Iron my shirts," like the man did to Hillary? So anyway, yeah. Billy-a-thon is one of the more thoughtful conservatives, and you saw by the way and they're the most dangerous. they're not the easiest ones to pick on, because they're actually thinking about stuff, and they've learned a trick or two on how to debate. And as for like Father's, what is that guy? Father's Judgment, guys like that, they're easy. They're easy, to get under their skin. But guys like Billy-a-thon, they're the tricky ones. You have to watch out for them. Like William F. Buckley Jr., Why can't we have somebody like that instead of blowhards like Bill O'Reilly or just complete idiots like Sean Hannity, And we have our Keith Olbermann. That's a thinking man, and he's almost leaning into that sort of joke cracking, going after the guy sort of thing. And I've heard criticisms of Keith Olbermann, but I say, look, man, you guys got way more douchebags than our Keith Olbermann. I really think Keith Olbermann deserves a medal. I really do. The man is great. Jon Stewart deserves a medal. So does Steve Colbert. I mean, they're like the best. They're just so good, to really through their is cutting through the BS and doing it in an entertaining fashion. So much of the right-wing radio people call themselves entertainers. Real quick, while I'm thinking about it, Bill Moyers had this last Bill Moyers was really good. And it went to that church where the right-winger went in and shot everybody. And it talked about Mike Savage, and it gave examples of the hate speech that Mike Savage and Sean Hannity and Bill O'Reilly, what they promote, all the time under the guise of entertainment, and wrapping themselves in the freedom of speech rules. But if you look at it, you can't yell fire in a crowded theater, and you cannot incite people to kill. And Michael Reagan said that anybody that believes that 9/11 was an inside job should be shot, should be killed because they're traitors. Now, I don't believe that 9/11 was like a complicated inside job. I think it was due to Bush's incompetence and Cheney's obsession with gaining back all the powers that the presidency had lost, making the executive branch the strongest branch, which is not. No, they should all have equal power. And they were obsessed about Iraq and how they were going to get to their oil. And 9/11, just because purely they were incompetent, happened, and it was just like the luckiest damn thing that could have happened for them. Of course, there's a lot of evidence about neocon agenda that might say it was an inside job. But I tend not to believe that. And I don't want to upset anybody that thinks that it is. But the idea that anybody thinks that 9/11 is an inside job should be shot as being traitors, and Michael Reagan said he would buy the bullet. Now, I don't consider that entertainment. I consider that inciting violence. And I should think that, somebody like that should be dealt with for advocating, killing people for thinking, you know, or you know, bucking the system, you know. And the right accuses the liberals of that stuff. They do all the time. Oh, they're taking away our freedom of speech. Oh, we're going to be living in a communist country where we can't speak freely. Oh, bullshit. You know, it's so funny how they take basically anything a conservative, especially on right-wing radio, says, the opposite is true. Whatever comes out of their mouths, just tell yourself the opposite of what they say is the truth. Anyway, getting back to last Fez night. Yeah, I wanted to thank Methadone for Life for stopping by on One Life to Fez. And I was going to look at the comments and say a couple things because I didn't get a chance to really respond to everybody individually. But thanks to Hooligan, DN Hooligan. He's been to California, and he's sticking up for the fact that, you know, that California's all right. Hey, you know what? I hate my landlord, but California's okay, you know? I'm not saying it's the greatest state in the union, but when people knock California, I kind of have to stick up for them. Yeah. If Methadone for Life says I'm lucky to live in California, I kind of am, I guess. My dad moved out here when he retired because he liked places that were warm, but it's expensive. It's expensive to live in California. San Diego is a very, very conservative town because it started out as a Navy town. If I lived in Los Angeles, I'd be more at home, I think, there. But I was never able to really lock in, where I could say I'm moving to Los Angeles. If I had a job there waiting for me and I knew it was secure, I would go. I would love to live in Los Angeles. That's more my town. But it's kind of nice being away from the eye of the storm, or more accurately, the center of the whirlpool or whatever. Los Angeles, everything just twirls around Los Angeles. It's too stimulating. I don't think I can handle it. San Diego's a sleepy backwater in comparison.